50.0. The update where Powers Pro was introduced. H-Bomb learned a new word.
Rimmed.
And we got a new hero, Silas the Ice Shaper. Now I know I'm very late to cover Silas, given Update 51 is about to release, but I can't come back without covering him. Having a hero based around one of the best mechanics in the game, stalling, he is already a prime candidate for an amazing hero. But hands down, the best thing that came with Silas is that he made Ice Monkeys have one of the largest redemption arcs in the game's history. Now I get 49.0 was part of the reason why Ice Monkeys are good now, but the buff Silas provides transforms them into absolute units. Not only he flat out increases their range and freeze duration, but he also turns off their two largest weaknesses, Moabs and white balloons. From level 2, Silas grants a buff that makes all Ice Monkeys produce orbiting ice shards every time they attack. These shards deal damage to any balloon they collide with, and have a massive bonus to frozen balloons, which given this is the Ice Monkey we're talking about, is extremely easy to abuse. Icicles become Shredsicles, Snowstorm becomes a glue strike at home, and Embrittlement obliterates any balloon close to it. The sheer presence of Silas allows a variety of mid to late game strategies that simply weren't possible with other heroes. 2 Icicles can now carry you through the mid game, while also providing decent ceramic cleanup during the late game. An entire army of Ice Monkeys can destroy pretty much anything but the bad. And like how Striker removes the explosive immunity off black balloons, Silas makes white balloons less resistant to freezing attacks. At level 5, he makes them 50% vulnerable, and at level 13, he completely removes their immunity. Speaking of level 13, Silas also decreases the cost of tier 5 Ice Monkeys by 25%, while also allowing you to place an additional tier 5 of your choice, which is absolutely insane. But even if you aren't leaning into Ice Monkeys, Silas is quite versatile when inserted into a variety of strategies. The freeze duration buff applies to anything with a freezing attack, not just Ice Monkeys, and the removal of the white balloon weakness makes him a compelling alternative to Oban for Poseidon. Now given Silas provides all these buffs, you think his base attack is extremely weak, but no, it's actually decent for a hero centered around stalling. Silas fires homing orbs at balloons that attack in a unique Rhyme Freeze Boom combo that deals decent group damage. And even if they survive the blast, the Rhyme debuff slows balloons down and makes them more vulnerable to freezing attacks, so they're much easier to deal with. The orb possesses the new Frigid damage type, which is weak to white and purple, but when coupled with Silas's innate camo detection, he can pop camo leads from level 1. Another neat part of the Ice Orb attack is that it isn't bound to Silas's attack range. From level 6, the Ice Orb can be fired within the range of any Ice Monkey on the map, including ones outside of Silas's line of sight. So spamming a bunch of 001 Ice Monkeys can effectively give Silas near full map range. On top of his orb, Silas also comes with a small icy Ura, which is effectively a budget Arctic wind. It still allows the placement of land monkeys on water, but it has a much smaller radius and a reduced slowdown against small balloons. However, at higher levels it gains the ability to slow down Moab class balloons, which is a feature only obtainable through Absolute Zero. And the last of Silas's attacks is his Ice Walls. Like Oban's totems, he spawns them on nearby parts of the track every couple of seconds. But instead of slowing any balloon that passes over it, the wall freezes them for a few seconds, and keeps them frozen until it runs out of Pierce. The wall starts with 15 Pierce, which is enough to stop a small rush of balloons, but due to the Pierce penalty applied to Moabs, they become the balloon equivalent of Kool-Aid Man. On top of his base attacks, Silas also comes with 3 abilities that each provide their own utility. At level 3, Silas unlocks Frostbite, which temporarily allows him to attack purples and whites, while also amplifying the orb's damage based on their remaining freeze time. The second of Silas's abilities is his level 7 Frozen Cascade, which makes Silas and up to 9 other Ice Monkeys emit a blast of ice shards that freeze and deal bonus damage to frozen balloons. And the final ability in Silas's arsenal is his Frozen Burial ability. When activated, Silas shows the balloons what happens when he casts a spell he doesn't know, and freezes everything on screen for a few seconds. And after a short delay, Silas creates a bunch of ice walls along the track. Like the other abilities, it also does a massive amount of damage to balloons that are already frozen, but I'll be a little light on using it because it has a 90-second cooldown. However, since Silas can be placed on water, his cooldown can be reduced by a reactor or energizer, so it's worthwhile purchasing one if you have the space for it. Now, another feature I've failed to mention so far is that Silas has a unique leveling mechanic. He requires 1.5 times the XP to reach level 20, but from level 8, Silas also earns 5% bonus XP for every tier 3 ice monkey on the map, so effectively you can match the leveling speed of Quincy if you invest in a bunch of ice monkeys. While all the bonuses Silas provides makes most standard games a piece of cake, there is one balloon that he seemingly never will be able to pop. The Bad. Silas is strong enough that he and the small army of ice monkeys can lean heavily on their bonus to Frozen to cruise through most rounds. But with the Bad being immune to being frozen, well, let's just say they have a bit of a bad time. They lack the single target DPS to pop the outer layer, so you're forced to budget a strong single target DPS such as a Carpenter Spikes, First Strike, or Moa Limb to make up the lost damage. Don't get me wrong, a standard chimps game provides more than enough money to afford these monkeys, but it's not necessarily a cheap fix given how low the DPS drops without their bonus to Frozen. But otherwise, that is my thoughts on Silas. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Wait a minute, the new update just dropped. Something, Silas's orb is now more consistent. His bonus to Frozen is reduced. And hold on, amphibious towers are no longer counted as water-based towers towards Brickle? Oh. Oh no. Well, at least the Blazing Sun has normal damage now. Okay, bye for real.